Call today's County Council meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Councilwoman Law, the optional prayer, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let us pray. As we gather in the presence of God, let us pause not to ask, but to express our thanks for the privilege of being in a free nation, so we can express our beliefs and reasoning for our decisions without discrimination or retaliations. Let us try to see the other side of all decisions, so we can make the right choice for the majority. Thank you, God. Amen.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Roll call, Mr. Smith.
Mr. DiMatteo.
Here.
Mrs. Fatica.
Here.
Dr. Faust.
Here.
Mr. Leone.
Here.
Mrs. Law.
Here.
Mr. Horton.
Here.
Chairman Brenneman.
Here. Before we get to the hearing of the public, Councilwoman Fatica, would you like to say a few words since we're in your district?
Thank all of you very much for being here. Asbury Woods is a very special place for me and for my husband. When we were looking to build our starter home off of Asbury Road on Southern Drive, where I still live, we discovered this place. That was 48 years ago. And we've seen it grow. We've seen the school district embrace it, and now with the Asbury Woods Partnership, doing an excellent job in stewardship, and I want to thank them for hosting us and thank all of you for being here. If it's your first time, I could give guided tours. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Hearing of the public, those who called ahead will have 5 minutes. Those who did not will have 3. First up, we have Mr. Randy Barnes.
Good evening, Council, Chairman, guests. My name is Randy Barnes. I reside in Dr. Faust District. And I'm here once again tonight, maybe the third or fourth time, to ask for your support for the Regional Rural College, the RRC. If you have a chance, look on the online issue, the June-July issue of the Regional Chamber and Growth Partnership. They have a really good article on the 3rd page about the RRC. And I'm going to quote from it a little bit, because the RRC is real. And I understand we're right on the eve of voting for a community college, and there's been enough people on council express their desire to have it. It's going to pass. But the Regional Rural College is here and now. They're having classes now. They're having classes in the fall. Gannon is assisting to get this off the ground. And what's interesting in the RRC is, if you didn't know, that tuition is $180 a credit. Now, granted, the RRC has a long ways to go. The RRC is like an infant almost, but it is starting full-time classes in the fall. And if you listen to the RRC and you read the article, they say they do want to help develop a curriculum that's tailored to the region's needs. Technical training is a priority. They hope to do that in another year. So again, if you don't support the RRC, are you saying you want it to fail? Because I don't think as a group here we should want any educational institution to fail within Erie County. The RRC is not paid for by county money. It's a state-funded operation. Unlike the community colleges, who have to be funded by the local taxpayers in the county or a sponsor, the RRC is funded by the state and incorporates the Northwest region of Pennsylvania. Now, a month ago, for those that weren't there, I was at a council meeting we had at East High School. And there was roughly, I would think, maybe 50 or 60 youth there, all, I would think, mid-teens or older teens. And I asked these youth, I said, how many of you have heard of the RRC, the Regional Rural College? Not one person of those students of near college age, because you can take RRC classes while you're in high school, had heard of the RRC. So I think we've done a disservice and injustice to the youth of our community, these people that need this training, by not promoting and supporting, at the same time working toward a community college. Nobody says that only one can exist. They both can exist. So again, the only reason I'm here, I like to come to Asbury Woods. I remember being, I think we were here last year, weren't we, the second year in a row? Yeah, that's unfortunate. Usually you only get like one every 3 or 4 years. So Asbury Woods is special, and it sure is. I agree with Ms. Fatica. But the really reason I'm here is to ask the support in the form of a resolution, because that gets in the news, that gets in the paper, that gets on television, and that gets the word out to maybe these 60 youth and maybe 600 more youth, like was at East High School last week. And the thing about the RRC is they hope to have multiple campuses, so nobody is within more than 30 minutes of a campus, because this is be done. A lot of it is kind of advanced. It's new for older generation like me, but it's done via video conferencing, like businesses do. You have a professor on one end of the video camera. He's looking at all the pictures of you, and you're looking at the picture of him, and you work back and forth, and it helps save costs and reduce costs. And well, is it going to be the ultimate perfect, best thing ever? Well, not initially, but if we work and help support it and put the effort into it, it can. I could read you a list of names of people that worked with the RRC and promoted it and supported it, but it seems like they've kind of lost interest now that it's ready to become in effect. So I encourage all of you, if you know, whether it be teenagers, people in their 20s, 30s, or whatever, that are interested in going to college for $180 a credit, to talk about the regional rural. And I encourage you to talk to your county council representatives to say, why don't we want to support this? Why don't we want to see this make a go of it? I think it's the right thing. I think our tax dollars, we've sent tax dollars to the state, we all have, and they've in turn come back and said, this is what Senator Sean Wiley co-sponsored because the people of the area said we need this. So then Senator Sean Wiley co-sponsored the legislation to start the RRC and include Erie County in this effort to re-educate and help educate the youth and people that are displaced for new things. So again, I thank you for your time. It's always a pleasure speaking to you. I know you have lots to do tonight, so I'll leave with 4 seconds left.
Thank you, Mr. Barnes. Next, we have Mr. David Garris. Did I pronounce that right? Okay. No? Okay. Anyone else from the public wish to speak? Anyone else from the public wish to speak? Last call. Anyone wish to speak? Okay, moving on. Minutes of the previous meeting. Do I have a motion to approve?
Second?
Moved by Mr. Leone and second by Dr. Faust. Any questions? Roll call, Mr. Smith.
On the minutes, Mr. DiMatteo.
Yes.
Mrs. Fatica.
Yes.
Dr. Faust.
Yes.
Mr. Leone.
Yes.
Mrs. Law.
Yes.
Mr. Horton.
Yes.
Chairman Brenneman.
Yes. Reports of county officials. Any report from the administration?
Not tonight, Mr.
All right, thank you. Finance Committee, Councilman Horton.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Finance Committee met on June 8th, 2017, and we agreed to place items A through L and T through W were approved for placement on tonight's finance agenda. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Councilman Horton. Personnel Committee, Mrs. Fatica.
I think it's Mr. Leon.
Mr. Leon.
Thank you. The Finance, or the Personnel Committee also met on last Thursday, and the following ordinances were discussed. Second reading of ordinance 45, which is supplemental appropriation for hiring a new director. Second reading of ordinance 46, which is the companion ordinance to 45. First reading of ordinance 59, care management supplemental appropriation. First reading of ordinance 60, children and youth revised expenditures. First reading of ordinance 61, mental health and intellectually disability budget supplemental appropriation. First reading of ordinance 62, part-time public defender. First reading of ordinance 63, supplemental appropriation for the hire of a court reporter. First reading of ordinance 64, supplemental appropriation for creation of sewage enforcement officer position. First reading of ordinance 65, approving the 2018 county non-bargaining pay plan and the 2018 pay schedule for telecommunications, and the amended Human Resources Personnel Code. Mr. Chairman, this evening I will ask to have second readings for ordinance 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, and 64, and leave 65 as a first reading. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. End of report.
Thank you, Mr. Leon. Any other reports of council? Okay, hearing none. Moving on to old business. Second reading of ordinance number 42 in title only.
The second reading of ordinance number 42, 2017, third 2017 capital projects fund budget, supplemental appropriation of $2,792,332, new line items for county energy projects.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Dr. Faust and seconded by Mr. Leon. Any discussion?
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Leon?
Mr. Chairman, originally I was opposed to this, but I find this evening that even the administration is in favor of it. It does reduce our carbon footprint throughout Erie County. And I believe that in order for someone to do it, they guarantee the saving. And I think that by our doing it ourselves, it's going to create a lot more problems. I think that it's time that we just let it be done by professionals. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any other comments? Roll call.
On ordinance 42, Mrs. Fatika,
Yes.
Dr. Faust,
Yes.
Mr. Leon,
Yes.
Mrs. Law,
No.
Mr. Horton,
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo,
No.
Chairman Brenneman,
Yes. Second reading of ordinance number 43 in title only.
a second reading of ordinance number 43, 2017, 16th 2017 general fund budget, supplemental appropriation of $2,792,332 for transfer to the 2017 capital projects fund.
So moved. Second?
Moved by Mr. Leon and seconded by Dr. Faust. Any discussion? Roll call, Mr. Smith.
On ordinance 43, Dr. Faust,
Yes.
Mr. Leon,
Yes.
Mrs. Law,
No.
Mr. Horton,
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo,
No.
Mrs. Fatika,
Yes.
Chairman Brenneman,
Yes. Second reading of ordinance number 45 in title only.
a second reading of ordinance number 45, 2017, fifth 2017 library fund budget, supplemental appropriation of $5,985 for hiring new director of Erie County Library.
So moved. Second?
Moved by Dr. Faust and seconded by Mr. DiMatteo. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
On ordinance 45, Mr. Leon,
No.
Mrs. Law,
No.
Mr. Horton,
No.
Mr. DiMatteo,
Yes.
Mrs. Fatika,
Yes.
Dr. Faust,
Yes.
Chairman Brenneman,
Yes. Second reading of ordinance number 46 in title only, please.
a second reading of ordinance number 46, 2017, 18th 2017 general fund budget, supplemental appropriation of $5,985 and transfer to 2017 library fund for hiring a new director.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Dr. Faust, seconded by Councilwoman Fatika. Any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Councilman Horton.
I voted no on the last ordinance, and obviously this is a companion ordinance. And without rehashing it on its own merit, and what it does to the new salary pay scale plan that we're also voting for passing the first reading on tonight. And so my opposition to it is based on the police study and all the hard work and hours that we placed into it. We looked at the police study, and we didn't look at individuals, we looked at positions. And so I have some concerns with it. But with that said, I like the opportunity, seeing that it's already passed, to amend my previous vote to a yes. And I will also vote yes on this companion item.
Any other discussion? Roll call, Mr. Smith.
On ordinance 46, Mrs. Law,
No.
Mr. Horton,
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo,
Yes.
Mrs. Fatika,
Yes.
Dr. Faust,
Yes.
Mr. Leon,
No.
Chairman Brenneman,
Yes. I entertain a motion to amend.
Mr. Chairman, move to amend tonight's agenda to make second readings of ordinances number, actually, let's just go items A through R.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved by Dr. Faust and seconded by Councilwoman Fatika. Any discussion? Roll call, Mr. Smith.
On the motion, Mr. Horton,
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo,
Yes.
Mrs. Fatika,
Yes.
Dr. Faust,
Yes.
Mr. Leon,
Yes.
Mrs. Law,
Yes.
Chairman Brenneman,
Yes. Second reading of ordinance number 47 in title only.
the second reading of ordinance number 47, 2017, 2017 general fund budget, supplemental appropriation of $44,960, PCCD grant for adult probation, parole system improvement.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Dr. Faust and seconded by Mr. Leon. Any discussion? Roll call, Mr. Smith.
On ordinance 47, Mr. DiMatteo,
Yes.
Mrs. Fatika,
Yes.
Dr. Faust,
Yes.
Mr. Leon,
Yes.
Mrs. Law,
Yes.
Mr. Horton,
Yes.
Chairman Brenneman,
Yes. Second reading of ordinance number 48 in title only, please.
the second reading of ordinance number 48 of 2017, 2017 general fund budget, supplemental appropriation of $163,206 in released county record improvement funds.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Dr. Faust and seconded by Mr. Leon. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
On ordinance 48, Mrs. Fatika,
Yes.
Dr. Faust,
Yes.
Mr. Leon,
Yes.
Mrs. Law,
Yes.
Mr. Horton,
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo,
Yes.
Chairman Brenneman,
Yes. Second reading of ordinance number 49 in title only.
the second reading of ordinance number 49, 2017, 2017 general fund budget, supplemental appropriation of $58,786 in released automation fees from the clerk of courts.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Leon and seconded by Dr. Faust. Any discussion? Roll call.
On ordinance 49, Dr. Faust,
Yes.
Mr. Leon,
Yes.
Mrs. Law,
Yes.
Mr. Horton,
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo,
Yes.
Mrs. Fatika,
Yes.
Chairman Brenneman,
Yes. Second reading of ordinance number 50 in title only.
the second reading of ordinance number 50, 2017, 2017 general fund budget, supplemental appropriation of $132,458 in released recorder of deeds record improvement fees.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Mr. Leon and seconded by Dr. Faust. Any discussion? Roll call.
On ordinance 50, Mr. Leon,
Yes.
Mrs. Law,
Yes.
Mr. Horton,
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo,
Yes.
Mrs. Fatika,
Yes.
Dr. Faust,
Yes.
Chairman Brenneman,
Yes. Second reading of ordinance number 51 in title only.
a second reading of ordinance number 51, 2017, 2017 general fund budget, supplemental appropriation of $52,557 in register of wills automation fees.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Dr. Faust and seconded by Mr. Leon. Any discussion? Roll call.
On ordinance 51, Mrs. Law,
Yes.
Mr. Horton,
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo,
Yes.
Mrs. Fatika,
Yes.
Dr. Faust,
Yes.
Mr. Leon,
Yes.
Chairman Brenneman,
Yes. Second reading of ordinance number 52 in title only.
a second reading of ordinance number 52, 2017, fourth 2017 capital projects fund, supplemental appropriation of $200,000, new line items for Blasco Library Phase 2 renovation.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Dr. Faust and seconded by Mr. Leon. Any discussions? Roll call.
An ordinance 52, Mr. Horton,
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo,
Yes.
Mrs. Fatika,
Yes.
Dr. Faust,
Yes.
Mr. Leon,
Yes.
Mrs. Law,
Yes.
Chairman Brenneman,
Yes. Second reading of ordinance number 53 in title only.
a second reading of ordinance number 53, 2017, sixth 2017 library fund budget, Supplemental appropriation of $8,490, creation of line item for donation from Erie Regional Library Foundation.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Dr. Faust, and seconded by Mr. Leone. Any discussion? Roll call.
On ordinance 53, Mr. DiMatteo.
Yes.
Mrs. Fatika.
Yes.
Dr. Faust.
Yes.
Mr. Leone.
Yes.
Mrs. Law.
Yes.
Mr. Horton.
Yes.
Chairman Brenneman.
Yes. Second reading of ordinance number 54 in title only.
A second reading of ordinance number 54, 2017, 7th, 2017 Library Fund Budget, supplemental appropriation of $200 and creation of fax fees line item.
So moved.
Second?
Moved by Mr. Leone and seconded by Dr. Faust. Any discussion? Roll call.
On ordinance 54, Mrs. Fatika,
Yes.
Dr. Faust,
Yes.
Mr. Leone,
Yes.
Mrs. Law,
Yes.
Mr. Horton,
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo.
Yes.
Chairman Brenneman.
Yes. Second reading of ordinance number 55 in title only.
A second reading of ordinance number 55, 2017, 4th, 2017 Public Health Fund Budget, supplemental appropriation of $35,537 grant in Health Preparedness Bureau.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilwoman Fatika and seconded by Councilman Leone. Any discussion? Roll call.
On ordinance 55, Mr. Leone,
Yes.
Mrs. Law,
Yes.
Mr. Horton,
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo,
Yes.
Mrs. Fatika,
Yes.
Dr. Faust,
Yes.
Chairman Brenneman.
Yes. Second reading of ordinance number 56 in title only. As if it's going to help.
Second reading of ordinance number 56, 2017, authorizing the incurring of non-electoral debt by the issuance of general obligation bonds, refunding series of 2017, the bonds, an aggregate principal amount not to exceed $23,735,000, covenanting to pay and pledging full faith, credit, and taxing power for the payment of the bonds, establishing a sinking fund and appointing a paying agent, sinking fund depository and registrar in respect of the bonds, fixing the form, maximum interest rates, maturity parameters, and other provisions for the payment thereof, accepting a proposal for the purchase of the bonds, authorizing the filing of required documents with the Department of Community and Economic Development, ratifying, authorizing, and directing certain actions of officers, and making certain other covenants and provisions in respect of the bonds.
Everybody still with us? Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Leone and seconded by Dr. Faust. Any discussion? Roll call.
On ordinance 56, Mr. Leone,
Yes.
Mrs. Law,
Yes.
Mr. Horton,
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo,
Yes.
Mrs. Fatika,
Yes.
Dr. Faust,
Yes.
Chairman Brenneman.
Yes. Second reading of ordinance number 57 in title only.
A second reading of ordinance number 57, 2017 Children Youth Services Fund Budget, revised revenue and expenditures of $579,694 from a decrease in retired employee benefits found non-reimbursable.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Dr. Faust and seconded by Councilman Horton. Any discussion? Roll call.
On ordinance 57, Mrs. Law,
Yes.
Mr. Horton,
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo,
Yes.
Mrs. Fatika,
Yes.
Dr. Faust,
Yes.
Mr. Leone,
Yes.
Chairman Brenneman.
Yes. Second reading of ordinance number 58 in title only.
A second reading of ordinance number 58, 2017, 2017 General Fund Budget, supplemental appropriation of $151,103 to fund balance due to non-reimbursable retiree benefits.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Horton and seconded by Dr. Faust. Any discussion? Roll call, Mr. Smith.
On ordinance 58, Mr. Horton,
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo,
Yes.
Mrs. Fatika,
Yes.
Dr. Faust,
Yes.
Mr. Leon,
Yes.
Mrs. Law,
Yes.
Chairman Brenneman,
Yes. Second reading of ordinance number 59 in title only.
a second reading of ordinance number 59, 2017, first 2017 Erie County Care Management Fund Budget, supplemental appropriation of $271,124 for the addition of 10 full-time positions.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Horton and seconded by Mr. Leon. Any discussion? Roll call.
On ordinance 59, Mr. DiMatteo,
Yes.
Mrs. Fatika,
Yes.
Dr. Faust,
Yes.
Mr. Leon,
Yes.
Mrs. Law,
Yes.
Yes.
Chairman Brenneman,
Yes. Second reading of ordinance number 60 in title only.
the second reading of ordinance number 60, 2017, 2017 Children and Youth Services Fund Budget, revised expenditures of $81,067 for creation of 3 new positions.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Leon and seconded by Mrs. Fatika. Any discussion? Roll call.
On ordinance 60, Mrs. Fatika,
Yes.
Dr. Faust,
Yes.
Mr. Leon,
Yes.
Mrs. Law,
Yes.
Mr. Horton,
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo,
Yes.
Chairman Brenneman,
Yes. Second reading of ordinance number 61 in title only.
a second reading of ordinance number 61, 2017, first 2017 Mental Health and Intellectual Disabilities Fund Budget, supplemental appropriation of $27,848, creation of new position.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Leon and seconded by Mrs. Fatika. Any discussion? Roll call.
On ordinance 61, Dr. Faust,
Yes.
Mr. Leon,
Yes.
Mrs. Law,
Yes.
Mr. Horton,
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo,
Yes.
Mrs. Fatika,
Yes.
Chairman Brenneman,
Yes. Second reading of ordinance number 62 in title only.
a second reading of ordinance number 62, 2017 appointed officials salary ordinance, part-time assistant public defender.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Dr. Faust and seconded by Councilman Horton. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
On ordinance 62, Mr. Leon,
Yes.
Mrs. Law,
Yes.
Mr. Horton,
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo,
Yes.
Mrs. Fatika,
Yes.
Dr. Faust,
Yes.
Chairman Brenneman,
Yes. Second reading of ordinance number 63 in title only.
a second reading of ordinance number 63, 2017, 2017 general fund budget, supplemental appropriation of $19,094 for hire of court reporter.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Horton and seconded by Dr. Faust. Any discussion? Roll call.
On ordinance 63, Mrs. Law,
Yes.
Mr. Horton,
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo,
Yes.
Mrs. Fatika,
Yes.
Dr. Faust,
Yes.
Mr. Leon,
Yes.
Chairman Brenneman.
Yes. Second reading of ordinance number 64 in title only.
A second reading of ordinance number 64, 2017, fifth 2017 general public health fund budget, supplemental appropriation of $36,518 grant for creation of sewage enforcement officer position.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Dr. Faust and seconded by Councilwoman Fatika. Any discussion? Roll call.
On ordinance 64, Mr. Horton,
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo,
Yes.
Mrs. Fatika,
Yes.
Dr. Faust,
Yes.
Mr. Leon,
Yes.
Mrs. Law,
Yes.
Chairman Brenneman,
Yes. First reading of ordinance number 65 in title only.
A first reading of ordinance number 65, 2017, approving 2018 Erie County non-bargaining pay plan, 2018 pay schedule for ASME CT telecommunicators, and amended human resources code.
Possible adoption of resolution number 25 in its entirety.
Resolution number 25, 2017, Hidden Heroes Resolution in support of Erie County's military and veteran caregivers. Whereas the series of wars and conflicts in our nation has been engaged over time since World War II has resulted in 5.5 million military and veteran caregivers who are parents, spouses, siblings, and friends, caring for those wounded, ill, or injured who have served our nation, as documented by the 2014 RAND study commissioned by the Elizabeth Dole Foundation. And whereas the daily tasks of these military and veterans caregivers can include bathing, feeding, dressing, and caring for the grievous injuries of wounded warriors, administering medicines, providing emotional support, caring for the family and the home, working outside the home to earn essential income, and whereas the nation provides multifaceted support to our wounded, ill, and injured veterans, and service members through public, private, and philanthropic resources, but their caregivers receive little support or acknowledgement. And whereas most military and veteran caregivers consider the challenging work they do as simply carrying out their civic and patriotic duty without realizing they are in fact caregivers and do not identify themselves as such. And whereas an alarming number of military and veteran caregivers, according to research, are suffering numerous debilitating mental, physical, and emotional effects as a result of their caregiving duties. Whereas the County of Erie desires to recognize and support those who are serving in these vital roles in their own community. Resolved, the County Council of the County of Erie 1, that the County of Erie become a Hidden Heroes community in support of military and veteran caregivers. 2, that the County of Erie seek to identify military and veteran caregivers residing in our community. 3, that the County of Erie work to ensure that our government, organizations, employers, and nonprofits are aware of the unique challenges of military and veteran caregivers and are encouraged to create supportive environments and opportunities for assistance. 4, that the County of Erie plan an observance day each May during Military Appreciation Month and Month of Military Caregiver to honor and recognize the community's military and veteran caregivers in partnership with the Elizabeth Dole Foundation's National Hidden Heroes campaign. 5, that the County of Erie encourages all who care and support for veterans and service members to extend that support to their caregivers. And 6, that the County of Erie designates a point of contact for our community from the public or private sector for citizens and organizations wanting to offer support and caregivers who need that support.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Dr. Faust and seconded by Mr. Leone. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
On Resolution 25, Mr. DiMatteo,
Yes.
Mrs. Fatica,
Yes.
Dr. Faust,
Yes.
Mr. Leone,
Yes.
Mrs. Law,
Yes.
Mr. Horton,
Yes.
Chairman Brenneman.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. DiMatteo.
move that we sell the abandoned properties in resolution number 26 by the index numbers here listed.
Second.
Moved by Mr. DiMatteo and seconded by Mr. Leone. Any discussion? Roll call.
On Resolution number 26, Mrs. Fatica,
Yes.
Dr. Faust,
Yes.
Mr. Leone,
Yes.
Mrs. Law,
Yes.
Mr. Horton,
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo,
Yes.
Chairman Brenneman.
Yes. Possible appointment of Sean Calhoun to the Erie County HRC to represent Mrs. Fatica's district.
So moved.
Moved by Councilwoman Fatica, seconded by Dr. Faust. Any discussion? Roll call.
On the appointment, Dr. Faust,
Yes.
Mr. Leone,
Yes.
Mrs. Law,
Yes.
Mr. Horton,
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo,
Yes.
Mrs. Fatika,
Yes.
Chairman Brenneman,
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, move to approve the sale of parcels from repository for unsold properties according to the index numbers listed on our agenda number.
Second.
Moved by Dr. Faust and seconded by Mr. Leon. Any discussion? Roll call?
on the sale of parcels, Mr. Leon,
Yes.
Mrs. Law,
Yes.
Mr. Horton,
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo,
Yes.
Mrs. Fatika,
Yes.
Dr. Faust,
Yes.
Chairman Brenneman.
Yes, and before we adjourn, for those in the audience, those watching at home, and for the record, please note that County Council is holding a special meeting on Tuesday, June 27th at 9 a.m. at the Erie County Courthouse at the in Council Chambers to discuss the resolution in support of the community college. Please note there are also meetings that's being held in partnership with, facilitated by the county executive in partnership with members of council and Empower Erie, June 15th, June 19th, June 20th, June 21st, and June 26th. More information will be available online at our office and also county council office and the, I believe in the tomorrow's edition of the Times News. July 25th is the next regular meeting of County Council, and that'll be held at the Waterford Borough Office, 30 South Park Row.
Move to adjourn, Mr. Chairman.
We stand adjourned.